Hello, guys. Welcome. We'll check you out, Mr. Ruin. Check you out.
Yo, what's up, Charna? Hey, look, I got my whole Indiana Jones look going on today, right?
Nice.
Right? We're going exploring today, so I figured it would be
Dora.
apropos.
Hello, Mr. Dion. Welcome, Mr. Pogs.
Unfortunately, I couldn't figure out a way to wear my headphones and the hat at the same time, so I'm gonna have to take the hat off.
Oh.
Right? It's kind of sad. Like I can hear you on the headphones, but not like super clear
But
because
what
they're
if you
like
put
off to the side.
what if you put your headphones on first and then put the hat over them? Are
See,
they too
like
bulky?
that. I couldn't tell what you said.
Were they too bulky?
Maybe because I'm not wearing them, but I
No,
wanted to
no.
have the look for a
Signs,
little bit
okay?
at least. Nah, nah. I'll just take it off. But I wanted to have it on for at least a couple minutes. Maybe I'll put it on right at the end again when we leave, like when we're waving by and stuff, right?
Why? Because only the team, only the production team has. Oh, they are pretty bulky, huh? I was gonna say put the hat over them, but I guess they are pretty bulky.
Right? Like there's no way it'll fit on over
Doo,
it. I
doo,
thought you were
doo,
talking about like squish it
doo, doo,
down. I'm
doo.
like,
No,
it's not gonna get
sorry.
right. That's like not a good look.
My volume, I don't know why that happens. I don't know why that happens, but it actually sounds like fine once it's on like if you when you rewatch the stream. For some reason, I don't know why it does that. And if I hire it more, it's gonna it's gonna cause interference and my mic's gonna start going crazy.
Really? That's weird.
Yeah, hola Teca, bienvenido.
So who's
Remember
here?
I watched it
Poggy.
last time and it started going like I'll try to fix it right now in a minute. We're gonna share something with you guys. So while we do that, I'll try to fix it for you guys.
Well, hold on. Don't share anything yet.
I'm
Oh,
not.
I actually,
I'm not. I'm not.
I actually, yeah.
I'm
Because I
not.
thought I thought we would chat a second
I'm not.
first.
Yeah, I'm just saying maybe if I speak closer to the mic for now, they can probably hear me better for now until I can work on it. He says scroll up to my question. Also, I have another question. What podcast system is used for this?
What?
Chona production system.
What is your
Oh,
question, Poggy?
we do as we
I
go.
don't
We grow as
understand
we
your
do.
question.
Hola, Teca, y bienvenido. Chicos, para los que hablan en español, empezamos la sesión en español como en hora y media, así que si gustan quedarse en la sesión en inglés son más que bienvenidos, pero si lo quieren escuchar en español, pues pueden regresar en hora y media, estaremos en español.
You know what you might be able to do is instead of turning you up, you could turn me down.
No, because then I'm like really, really low. I'm listening to myself.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, production is speaking to me. Well, I don't even know that's what's the name of what you're using to do this? What do you mean? Like my computer and my camera and my oh, like the voice for the sound. I'm using a Zoom. What is it called? Zoom 4 Mix Pro Mix or something like that. Discord. We're streaming through Discord. No, but I'll fix it right now, guys. I'll work in it right now. Wow,
So
Emilio, what's
I think Poggy wants to know. Poggy thinks it's like easy. You just like install like one app and you do it, which you
oh
can.
no. Yeah,
You can. You can do that.
it's really
Like
complicated.
when you play a game or whatever. Like you don't need everything you have here. Like if you're going to stream a game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because all you do is like Camerify and then you just talk and play, right?
Yeah, and Camerafy has controls where you can work on the
But
volume.
if you are the problem happens when you have to have multiple people on a call and add in more people and then get the sound mixed. That's when you start having problems. And so you need a laptop, and then you need
Let me
some streaming software on the laptop like OBS.
let me play the intro for them one more time, and then I can see if I can work something with the volume.
Yeah, yeah. Hold on, guys. We're gonna try to fix the volume.
Yeah, give us 1 second, okay? One quick second. Okay. Up. Where are you at? hopefully, hopefully they can hear me better now. That's as
I don't know.
higher.
Is it still playing?
Oh, I don't know if it's you then that I did higher. No.
Hello, hello. Check 1 2.
1 2 3.
Check baby. Check
No.
baby 1. No. Okay, so how does it sound now?
He's a little yes, sir.
No, it's because he's talking to Dion about margaritas. Hello, hello.
Use her mixer. What do you mean use my mixer?
No,
We are. Well, Dion said same, no worries. I think almost everybody is like, I don't know, fine with it. It's something we can work on later on as long as they can hear me, because otherwise then I mean I don't know. Then it's just gonna be all about trying to work the volume.
right? All right. So, what's been going on? What did we miss over our kind of break?
Yeah, kind of break because we decided to do a chill stream the other day.
Right?
So that was pretty cool.
Right? Did you do anything for Easter? Does anyone celebrate Easter?
I went over to my sister's house and they had all sorts of food, like too much food.
Too
So we
much
even brought
food? No, no such thing.
leftovers. We still have leftovers that we're eating from Easter. They did a little egg hunt and games, all that stuff. And obviously we're Hispanic, so they had music and alcohol and yeah.
We I try to do an egg hunt too. And since my daughter's going away to college soon, I think it might be her last one, so I made her do an egg hunt.
Oh, you did do an egg hunt?
Yep.
Nice.
I had eggs around the house and I make her go find them. And then we still keep finding them like weeks later.
Yes, that usually happens.
Like, hey, why is there chocolate in the bathroom?
Right?
But check this out. Check this
Look,
out.
an egg on the palm tree. Wait, it's a chocolate egg.
Check this out. Check this out, Jonah. Can you see this?
Oh my god, that's so cool.
Can you read it?
Hanging what with my peeps? Nice.
Yeah, like the little marshmallow things you get.
Yeah,
Nice, right?
it's pretty cool.
So we did that. We also had did you have ham?
What's
Ham's
that?
kind of
No.
traditional.
No,
Really?
we had more like it was more like a Mexican style type of, like, even our barbecue was like Mexican. It was carne asada. Dion, this is your
Kind of at Easter. We had ham. I put a ham in the smoker, and then
what?
we
I'm
did.
sorry. I was reading. I was lost in Dion's comment. Sorry.
Jonah's all spaced out.
What did you
No,
say?
I was saying we did a ham. I,
Ooh,
I put a ham in the smoker, and then
uh,
Chief came over and we did some more meat because he wanted to
nice.
take some over, take some home. So it was good. Egg hunt, lots of
Did Ch-
food.
did Chief go egg hunting?
He did not. He was not invited to the egg hunt. Strangely enough. All right. So what are we talking about today? You saw
So
my outfit, right? Everyone saw my outfit. Hold on, hold on.
show
Let me
them,
take the
show
headphones
them.
back on.
Mwah, mwah. Welcome, Mr. Duck. Welcome, welcome. Hi, Mo. Welcome, guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. We appreciate you guys.
See, check it out. I got my Indiana Jones look going on because we're going exploring today, right?
Yes.
That's what we're doing, right? Look, it's good, right? Look very Indiana Jones-ish. No one said anything about my hat. I'm very sad. I'm very sad now.
Oh,
Very, very sad, Shona. So we are talking about Egyptians and things
Egyptians. Yep. Egyptians and some things. Yep.
and some things. So you know about the Grand Canyon, right? Well, I think we need to establish like a baseline when we start talking about stuff. So if people don't know about something or you don't know about something, we can kind of figure out where that is, and then I can fill you in on little bits of things, and then that way we're on like
So,
the, the same page
surpri-
about everything.
surprisingly as it sounds, did you mention the Grand Canyon? You said Grand Canyon, right?
Grand Canyon first. We'll talk
Okay.
about the Grand Canyon.
So, as surprisingly as it may sound, I've lived here in Arizona like 31 years.
Okay.
30 years. Let's just say 30 years.
Okay. Yes.
Um, the first time that I went to the Grand Canyon was um, like 5 years ago. So
Okay.
I was here like 25 years and I had never gone to the Grand Canyon. Like, why? Like, why? I had gone to California, other states, everything, but not the Grand Canyon. And when I went, oh my God, it's freaking mind blowing. It's awesome.
It is, right? It's
Yes.
pretty
Oh
it's
man,
pretty big.
yes.
It's way bigger than you think it is until you actually go see it.
Yes, until you're actually there. Oh my God, yes.
So you know how big it is. You saw the Colorado River running along the bottom, right? You know the Colorado River flows all the way through it, all the way down to Mexico, right?
Yes.
Okay, and the Grand Canyon is big, like
Oh,
really,
yes.
really,
I only
really
went to
big.
one side. Yes, I only went to one side, and it's oh my, it could be like its own state. It could be its like own, I don't know, city or like half a state or something. It's huge.
All right. And then you have a video, right, to show people?
Yes, sir.
I need. How long is it?
Not that long, not too long actually.
Okay. Do you want to play it, or do you want to play it while we're talking? What do you
Yes.
want to
Wait,
do?
just give me 1 second. I think I might have messed up on something. Give me 1 second.
No problem.
It's gonna start playing, but I think we won't be able to talk until just give me 1 second. Okay.
Sure. I'm just reading through chat right now.
They're not gonna be able to hear you.
I don't see it playing though.
Okay, they should be able to hear us now.
Oh, okay. They can hear us now.
They should be able to, yeah.
Ooh, okay. Grand Canyon, nice. Yes, good views. It's huge, right? It's just enormous,
Oh, there we go. Oh, they can hear us. Woo! They can hear us.
right? And then lots of Native Americans living along the Grand Canyon, right?
Yes.
It's going to become a very important part of our little story today. Oh, look, Native Americans visiting the Grand Canyon. That's kind of cool. Ooh, and aliens at the Grand Canyon. Which
Yes, sir.
which they come into the mix a little bit later too. But very interesting. I like. Ooh, I like the pictures. I
I did
do.
my best. I did my best. Yeah.
Yeah. No. Because this is all going to tie in. This is very good. I like this. Oh, look at this. Oh, the Smithsonian Channel. That's so interesting because they also work into this. Oh, and nice. There's a lot of I guess you do know this, that a lot of the areas in the Grand Canyon have
Yeah.
Egyptian names.
Oh
Oh
yes.
yes,
There's
there's
pictures in
pictures
there.
in there. It's really weird. Like why would someone name a part of the Grand Canyon Temple of Ra, right?
Yes.
And there's a whole bunch of areas that are named with Egyptian names right there in the Grand Canyon. It's kind of weird, right?
Yes.
It's very
It's very
scenic though.
interesting.
You pick some very good pictures. I like it a lot.
Are you surprised?
I was a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, a little bit. Okay, it looks like we went through the video. Yeah. We went all the way around. Are we back on now?
Yeah. Two
Okay, cool.
aliens. That sound alien a little.
2 aliens. This- I don't know what Poggy said, but he just changed my life. Anyway, okay, so you know a little bit about the Grand Canyon because you finally went and you took a look at it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yes.
What do you know about Egyptians?
They're very good builders. They're really good architects for the time that they existed. Is
Okay,
fascinating.
so you've seen like pyramids and things like that, and the
Yes.
Sphinx and like the tombs and all that kind of stuff on like TV and all that good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and Egypt's been around a really really long time, right? Like thousands and thousands of years,
Yeah.
right? Egyptians have been building pyramids and doing amazing things that no one knows how they did them.
Yeah.
I don't. I'm just gonna stop reading comments. He's like
I
so
know.
distracting.
Yeah, I kind of, not to be rude, but I did kind of stop a little because it gets a little distracting, and then I'm like, uh, I don't know. It kind of sounded pretty loud right now while we were playing the
Okay.
video, but then now it's a little low. But I guess as long as they can hear me, there's really not much we can do now while we're live. So
It's all right. We'll figure it out, right? It's fine as long as they can hear you.
so
So anyway, so Egyptians been around. Egypt has been around thousands and thousands of years. Create monuments, pyramids, the whole thing.
uh-huh.
So we're gonna start our story. We're gonna start talking about the Grand Canyon, right? We're gonna start there. So somewhere in like the 1800s, there's this Major John Wesley Powell, right?
Yeah.
He retires and he takes a trip down the Colorado River, right?
Yeah.
And part of his trip goes through the Grand Canyon, of course. And as he's traveling down through the Grand Canyon, he's on like this little boat, and he like hires a guide to go with him. And as they're traveling down, he sees like what he thinks is like a little like archway, like a little doorway up on the side of the hill, right? He's like, well, that's weird, right? And so he pulls the boat over to the shore, and he goes up there and he takes a look. He's like, well, that's interesting. I don't know how to get up there, but it looks like there's like this doorway there, right? Anyway, he doesn't do anything really about it except make some notes about it. And then about 50 years afterwards, there's this guy G.E. Kincaid,
Mhm.
and and he was also serving, and after he got out of serving in the military, he began working as an archaeologist, basically, for this professor, S.A. Jordan. Right?
Right.
These names like are going to be important in our story. Um, so he wants to find this doorway that Powell saw, right? And he takes a boat, and he travels down the Colorado River through the Grand Canyon, and about 42 miles upriver
Mhm.
from what they call El Tovar Crystal Canyon,
Uh-huh.
he sees this cave. He's like, okay, that's got to be it, right? So he parks the boat over, and he he's very scientific, very methodological in what he does. It's kind of
Technical.
interesting because you can read some of his writings,
Uh-huh.
and his writings basically they're very similar, right? He's pretty exact in his measurements and how he describes things. And anyway, he says about 600 meters up from the base of the surface of the river is
Yes.
this entrance,
Mhm.
and he starts to go look and to see how he can get up there. So it's 600 meters, like 1,800 feet or something. It's pretty high up, right?
Yeah.
And as he's looking around, he can climb up little bits of it and stuff. And he climbs a little way up, and he sees some stuff that's kind of covered in debris. And he starts looking, and guess what he finds?
What?
Stairs,
Stairs?
stairs, like cut into the hill there, like steps. And so he follows those steps up. He like clears off some of them and just kind of climbs over the other ones, and he gets up to this entryway that he sees, right?
Right.
And the first thing he says is like, "Oh my gosh! Like, there's no way this is like natural. This is definitely man made. This is not natural at all."
Right.
And he, like I said, he's very methodical, and like when he documents things, and in his like recount of what he saw. So he basically talks about his exploration in a lot of detail, right?
Mhm.
He describes like there's chisel marks on the walls, and this is how he knows like the cave is not natural. He knows somebody has been working on this cave, right?
Right.
In his writing, he also describes, okay, well, he had a flashlight and he had a lantern, and he says, okay, well, I turned on the flashlight, and then he checked to make sure his gun was in his holster. It's an interesting description because it makes you really believe that what he's saying is true, right?
Uh-huh.
Because you don't remember things. If someone asks you something and you're making something up, you're not like you wouldn't say, oh, and then I checked my gun. You know, you would say, "Oh, I walked in and I turned on the light," and he was very specific. He
Right.
says, "Oh, well, I walked in, I turned on my flashlight,
So he
and
was
then
a
I
good
checked to
liar?
make sure." He was it. His writing sounds very honest to me.
Uh-huh.
It's very interesting because he throws in the details that you wouldn't think someone lying would throw in there.
Right.
And then, later on, he's like, "Oh, then I used my lantern," because he's not using his flashlight anymore, and it's very interesting. But
Uh-huh.
so he goes in there, and he says he does some exploration, and he finds some pretty interesting things, and they're so interesting that he ends up coming. He ends up telling a newspaper about the whole thing, and it comes out in two different newspapers in Arizona. So his description in the newspaper, you can actually still read it. He was in Let me see. I wrote them down. He was in the Arizona Gazette and the Phoenix Gazette
Mm-hmm.
in 1909. He was like front page news for both of them. And inside, on these front page stories, he starts to talk about what happened when he went inside, right?
Right.
And he starts talking about, well, as he starts walking in, he sees a lot of hieroglyphs on the walls,
Mm-hmm.
and that's kind of weird, right?
What is that?
Hieroglyphs.
Uh-huh.
So hieroglyphs are basically pictures used as words. So things like the people like the Egyptians used hieroglyphs to do their writing.
Oh, so like the
But
common
instead of
pictures you would find like in caves and stuff, like kind of like painted on the walls type of thing. Not
right,
painted, but
so
yeah. Okay.
yeah, so we use letters, right? A, B,
Yeah.
C, D, all that, right?
Uh-huh.
But in hieroglyphs, you use pictures. So there's like a
Like
crow,
images.
and then there's a man holding a stick, and then there's a dog, and
Okay.
and those mean different things, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So he sees hieroglyphs, and
Mm-hmm.
and this is what the Egyptians would use, but other cultures used hieroglyphs as well. It just he mentions that he sees hieroglyphs like over the doorways and on the walls and all
Uh-huh.
over the place. But he goes in there and he starts investigating. Excuse me. And he goes in there, and about 20 meters in, so he describes the entryway, and he says it's about 3 meters and 70 centimeters tall, like the hallway,
Yeah.
which is pretty exact, right? It's kind of weird that, but he's like it's 3 meters and 70 centimeters,
Like he
like
sees
he
that.
measured it, right?
Yeah.
And and then he says about 20 meters in from the entrance is where the first side tunnels kind of break off.
Mm-hmm.
And the first side tunnels go into rooms that are like living room size rooms. And some of them are empty, and some of them still have some stuff in them. And some of these, like living rooms, like places where people would stay in, I guess, also have like little adjoining rooms too, like bedrooms and things, I guess.
Okay. Uh-huh.
So he comes upon a whole bunch of those as he's walking along, and about 100 meters into this cavern, into this cave, he finds a really really big hall, and the hall is huge. It's like 200 meters long,
How much is it
like
in feet?
200, like 600 feet, like 2 football fields.
Oh wow. Okay.
And he says that inside of this inside of this hall that he finds, there is an idol, like a big statue carved into the stone there, and it's like basically a god sitting there, right? And this idol, this carved god there, is sitting cross-legged, and it has a lotus flower in each hand.
A lotus flower?
Yeah, lotus.
Okay.
And the lotus was really popular in Egypt. Like
Uh-huh.
it's included in a lot of their it's included in their drawings and their carvings and things.
Yeah.
You'll see it in there. So there's this big idol there, and then also off to one side, like in a corner, there is a lot of gold and copper tools and cups and bowls and things like that. So the gold is interesting just because of its value, but the copper is actually more interesting because the Indians, the Native Americans in that area at this time, weren't making copper tools like that. They weren't
Okay.
smelting copper. So you have to heat up copper, add other things into it so to make it harder so that you can use
Uh-huh.
it for tools. And but they weren't doing it at the time in that area, which is kind of interesting, right? So also all of the that statue, and there were some smaller ones around there as well. They seem to be carved out of a really hard stone, like a marble.
Okay.
All right. So they continue to keep they continue to keep exploring there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there are tunnels that lead off of this main chamber as well, and there's granaries in there, like food storage places,
Mm-hmm.
and some of them still have like grains stored in there.
Interesting.
And they also find these other like lumps of metal
Mm-hmm.
in some of these rooms, and those lumps of metal, they can't identify them right away. Like they're not quite sure what it is, but they say it looks like platinum.
Platinum. Ooh.
Platinum, yeah. But that never gets confirmed, right?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And then about 200 meters in off the main passage, there's a large room, and it's filled with mummies. So there's they had this very interesting burial room there with the mummies in it, the way he describes it. He says the walls are kind of like a 35-degree angle. Like it's not quite like this, it's a little bit less.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's these shelves kind of along the way. And these shelves have the mummies on them. And then there's also huh?
You said the
Yeah,
shells.
yeah. There's like a shelf.
Oh, a shelf. Okay. 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 Uh-huh.
There's like a shelf right there. And
Uh-huh.
they put the mummies are on there. And the mummies also have some bowls, like the copper bowls or gold bowls,
Mm-hmm.
and they're some of them are covered in clay, and the other ones are not. But they all seem to be wrapped in a really dark colored material.
Okay.
And then there's different levels of these shelves, right? Like the
Yeah.
walls kind of slanted, and so there's like a lower level and more and more. And so these mummies go up the wall that way.
Mm-hmm.
And the higher up you go, the fancier the mummies are. Like the more important ones are up closer to the top, right?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, really interesting stuff, right? So he collects some of these things, and he sends them back to the Smithsonian,
Mm-hmm.
right? And they so he documents all this. He sends in a report. He sends in some artifacts. He does all these things, right?
Right.
And he says, "Well, we really need to come back and do like a full on
Like a throw off.
archaeological dig of this whole thing and find out why there's Egyptians in the Grand Canyon.
Right.
Like this is crazy, right? There shouldn't be they shouldn't be here." And basically, the Smithsonian tells him, "No."
Uh-oh.
Weird, right? So even after all this, even after all these discoveries, all these notes and things, nothing happens. Right? The Smithsonian's all like, "No, you're wrong."
Yeah.
And eventually, he goes and he talks to these newspapers, and they publish this front page story talking about, "Oh my gosh, look, there's Egyptians in the Grand Canyon," and you can actually look them up, like the newspapers,
Uh-huh.
and you can read their articles. And
Wow.
after this one article, nothing's ever mentioned again. Like there's no follow up article. There's nothing else. It's
Wow.
just the one.
Hmm. Interesting.
Weird, right?
Confidential.
it, it's
information.
it's just, it's just strange, right?
Yeah.
So here's where other things start to get interesting. This guy says he was working. So G.E. Kincaid says he was working for this professor S.A. Jordan,
Hmm.
uh, working for the Smithsonian Institute, right? And they're the one that supplied them and sent them out there in the first place.
Okay.
And he sent artifacts. They sent artifacts back to the Smithsonian, right?
Okay.
So if you talk to the Smithsonian Institute today and you ask about G.E. Kincaid
Hmm.
and S.A. Jordan, guess what they'll tell you?
They're gonna deny it.
They will tell you that those people never worked for the Smithsonian. The
Seriously?
Smithsonian never hired those people for anything, and they don't know who they are.
Um,
Right?
wow. Okay.
If you ask them about the artifacts recovered
Hmm.
from the Grand Canyon,
Yeah.
yeah, the Smithsonian will say that no Egyptian artifacts have ever been recovered in North America,
Wow.
even though they say that all of those things are there.
Hmm.
It's kind of freaky, right? Like, why are they trying to hide all this?
Right.
So now it's all under wraps. It's all secret, and the government, right about the same time in like 1908, 1919, they declared the Grand Canyon a national park, right?
Yeah.
So you wouldn't be able to dig or mine or anything, and
Mm,
it's fine. But what happens is, as time goes on, more and more restrictions get placed on that area.
okay.
So currently, that area where this city is supposed to be, I mean, they said there are thousands of rooms down there in their
Thousands.
report. Yes, this
Okay.
is a city under the ground. You could house like 50,000 people down there,
No. Wow. Okay.
right? Well, the Grand Canyon's big. You've seen it, right?
Oh, yeah. It's huge. I mean,
So
I've seen a piece of it.
so if you built a city down there and the only thing you saw was like one little doorway, you would never know what's in there, and it could be completely hidden.
Yeah. Right.
The Grand Canyon's big enough. You would never know.
How hard would it be to? I mean, the Grand Canyon is like the elevation is ridiculous. Like how much work it had to take for them to be able to like to do something underground. It's crazy.
Well, these are Egyptians, right? The people who built the
Yeah.
pyramid.
Yeah.
So what's a little city underground? I mean, you built pyramids all over the place.
Olympus on
What
land.
what what's one little city underground? Um, so the restrictions have gotten even more intense in the area, and
Right.
people have heard this story, and they've gone looking for this cavern, right? And basically, from the top, you shouldn't be able to get down there. It's supposed to be like 1,400 or 1,500 feet down to it,
Yeah.
to 2,000 feet. It's a long way down to the entrance
Like
from
from
the
the
top.
top. Oh, just to the entrance? Well,
Yeah. So people have tried to go down from the top, but they
uh-huh.
couldn't make it. And then now, if you go in that area, well, if you could get to that area, because they
Yeah.
don't allow you in the area anymore.
Uh-huh.
But if you get there, which some people do because they are looking for this, they're looking for the Egyptian city. There was a couple, uh, Jerry and Kathy Wills. They have some interesting video and stuff available about it, about their trip down there. They've been interviewed a few times, so they tried to access it from the top,
Yeah.
And they said while they were there, um, the whole area is a no-fly zone. You can't fly over it, and you especially can't fly below the rim of the canyon. So you can't you like like the top of the canyon. You
Hmm.
can't fly below that it in through the canyon. They don't allow
Yeah.
you to. But while they were there trying to climb down, a bunch of unmarked planes came by and flew through the canyon
Uh-huh.
like they were watching them.
Like it's Air
But
Force enhanced or something.
but planes with no markings on them.
Yeah.
Like how all the planes have to have like identifying mark
Yeah.
like letters and things on them, except for military planes, right? Military planes don't have that license number and everything that
Yeah.
regular planes have, that commercial planes have.
Hi, Aaron. Welcome, welcome.
Yo, what's up, Desert Aaron?
I just searched, and apparently the Grand Canyon's elevation is 6,800 feet. So it's 6,800 feet like deep down from the top. You know how you were
At
saying it's
what?
like 1,000 feet?
Yeah. At what point though?
I don't know. I guess it's like the tallest or the highest point. So, but I mean, it's even if it's just 1,000 feet, 500 feet, it's crazy. It's insane.
It's a long way down,
Yes,
and it's a long way up from
yeah.
the bottom part, right?
Especially if you're, I mean, you have to what, practically hike because you can't fly, you can't nothing. So imagine, wow.
So 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 people have started looking for it from the bottom, right? Because they said
Uh-huh.
you can't. They said it's really difficult from the top.
Yeah.
Oh, from the top as well. Guess what's up there?
But
There are big concrete slabs with like metal hoops in them.
mhm.
Like if you wanted to hook a big rope or something to it,
Uh-huh.
or a big chain or a big whatever, and
So
if
you
you
can
wanted to
climb
go
down it.
down,
Yeah.
you could
Okay. Yeah.
connect it to that giant cement slab and you could
Uh-huh.
go down it into the canyon.
Wow.
And so no private citizen has done that. That had to be the government, right?
I mean,
Who else is
I
putting
feel
giant
wow.
cement slabs in the
Did
on the edge of the Grand Canyon?
Aaron said 16,000 feet. No, 16 no, what did I say? 6,800. So 6,800. Over 6,800 feet.
Deep, or
Yeah,
the
well,
top of it.
I just searched the elevation. Well, I searched what's the Grand Canyon height, and that's what came out, 6,804 feet
6,800.
from Grand Canyon Village.
Okay.
So no,
It's okay. I'll keep talking for a minute.
go ahead, go ahead.
Um, so they got scared off by the airplanes, right? But then
Hmm.
people have been trying to find it from the bottom, even though you're not supposed to enter the area anymore.
Yeah,
People have gone there, and guess what shows up if you start going from the bottom?
the door.
Black military helicopters.
That's what I'm saying. It's radar enforced, right? Like they're watching.
Black military helicopters. Black unmarked military helicopters start showing
Ooh.
up and chasing people off. So now a little backstory, a little thing, a few things to think about
Okay.
if we're talking about how the Egyptians got there, right?
Uh-huh.
Just stuff that kind of makes a little bit of sense to me, or I find really interesting as a possible thing that could have happened.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know who Cleopatra was, right?
Yes.
Okay, and you know she had like that sad ending, right? You've seen all the movies and all that good stuff, or at least some of them.
Nah, I kind of have an idea.
Oh my gosh, you have to watch a Cleopatra movie now.
It's because that's a whole that would be a whole different episode.
A whole different episode, Cleopatra.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes. So
okay, we'll take that into consideration. So, Cleopatra had like 3 children, right?
mhm,
So Cleopatra, one of Cleopatra's sons was named. Let me find his name right here. I wrote it down to remember.
Junior. I'm just kidding.
His name was Alexander Helios, I think.
Mhm.
Yeah, Alexander Helios. So do you know what? So he was born. He was born in like 40 BC, right? So like 40 years before Christ,
Mhm.
and he ended up having kind of a following going on,
Mhm.
and it was a pretty big following, 40-50,000 people,
Okay.
and he suddenly disappears from history.
What the fudge?
Yeah, he's gone. Like there's records of him for a while, and then poof,
And
nothing.
nothing.
Like they don't talk about they don't talk about him anymore.
Uh-huh.
Nothing. He's just gone. Like they don't talk about, oh, he
Just like
was
the
killed.
newspaper stories, just
He's just gone,
okay.
erased from history, right?
Okay.
So 40,000 people, like the same size as the city they found in the Grand Canyon.
Uh-huh.
So he was like buddies with the his city and his area were buddies with a lot of the seafaring races in that area, right? And a lot of the theories or a lot of the theories think that they could have crossed the Atlantic
Mhm.
at that time.
They couldn't?
They could.
Oh, they could. Okay.
Yeah, because they were good at sailing.
Uh-huh.
They had the whole deal. And they had an easier crossing than say the Vikings did up north, right? Because
Uh-huh.
there's a lot of talk that Vikings came to the Americas before Columbus, right? But they were sailing through like the North Atlantic through the cold and everything.
Yeah.
But we're talking about sailing like the southern route. And so you're going way south and you're kind of coming like across like where Cuba is.
Yeah.
So it's a lot warmer. You don't have to worry about freezing
Mhm.
to death along the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
All
Yeah.
that good
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, so what if Anthony Helios? So you know what Helios means, right?
Kilos with an H?
Helios. It's like the sun, sun, right? The sun,
Okay.
Helios. So he was like Anthony the sun, like the sun god
The sun.
Helios, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say. Uh-huh.
Anyway, so how about this as a possible theory? Anthony Helios, um, because of what happened to his mother and everything,
Mhm.
figures he has to get away. And because he has to get away, he talks to his sailing buddies.
Mhm.
They grab a whole bunch of ships, they cross the Atlantic, and they end up like Gulf of Mexico ish.
Uh-huh.
And then they go up a little bit up and they end up in Texas, Arizona area.
Uh-huh.
And they run across, say, the Colorado River.
Oh, I was gonna say how, but yes, I forgot. Yeah, the Colorado River. Okay, okay, yes, uh-huh.
And they end up in the
Yes.
Grand Canyon.
But
And
you
they're like,
figured 40,000 people?
I'm
How
just
is
saying,
this? Holy
I'm just
fudge.
saying, he had that many people. And if you're going to build a city, you might as well build one for all of your people.
Yeah, but imagine how many boats do they need?
Well, okay, so here's the other part of the theory, right?
Hola, mi alma, bienvenido. Go ahead.
Here's the other part. This is why I wanted the Native Americans in the imagery and everything. So there's a couple Native American groups that live in the area, right?
Uh-huh.
Um, there's a bunch of Native Americans that live in the area. There's the Hopi and the Navajo and everything, but we're just going to talk about the Hopi and
Yeah, there's
the
a lot. Uh-huh.
Paiute, I think is the way you pronounce it.
Peyote?
So, huh?
Peyote?
Paiute?
Oh, I don't know. Sorry. I thought you said
Paiute. Anyway, so the Hopis have different legends that are passed down over
uh-huh.
time, right? Have you the Indians have a lot of oral tradition, right? They pass a lot of
Sorry, I'm looking at Aaron's comment. He said they land in Texas.
Egyptian
Talking
cowboys.
Egyptian.
We
So
are.
we'll read Aaron's theory right now after you finish. After you finish your second theory. Okay. Go
Okay,
ahead.
so we're going to talk about the Indians now a little bit,
Okay.
the Native Americans.
Hmm.
So the Hopi has a they have a lot of oral traditions like all Indians, right? They pass down legends.
Yes.
So the Hopi Indians have two specific legends. One of them deals with how their kind of creation myth or how the Hopi people came to be.
Yeah.
And one of them is about the ant people.
The who?
The ant people, A-N-T.
Ant. Ant. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So the ant people are like beings. They're like human-ish shaped,
Hmm.
but they're smaller. And they have pale skin and large eyes.
Okay.
Large eye. And small.
Yeah, but
And
I would
pale.
figure if they call them ants people, I would have figured like they were like red skinned or something.
No, because they're small
Yeah,
and they
yeah.
have big eyes, kind of alien looking.
Oh, alien. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yes.
So the ant people, they're part of like this legend that the Hopi have
Hmm.
that there was a bunch of cataclysms,
Hmm.
and so like floods and things like that, right?
Yeah.
And those threatened the existence of all humanity, the Hopi included.
Yeah.
And while they were on the verge of being destroyed as a people,
Yeah.
but a sky god appeared, right?
Sky God. Okay.
Sky god appears in a moving star. So this bright light, this bright star
Hmm.
appears, and a sky god comes out, and he brings the Hopi people to the ant people. So the Hopi tribe is taken to the ant people, and the ant people
Mm.
take the Hopis to an underground city where they can hide and they will be safe.
Wow. Mm.
Interesting,
What's
right?
his face is Alec? What's his name? Alexander or what?
Uh,
Cleopatra.
Cleopatra's
To
son,
his city. Uh huh.
Alexander Helios.
To his city.
To Alexander Helios, right?
Okay. Uh huh.
It's weird coincidences, right? It's kind
Yes.
of weird. It's kind of interesting. Anyway, so the other legend that the Hopi tell about is they tell about that their ancestors lived in the underworld in the Grand Canyon, right?
Uh huh. Okay.
The ancestors of the current Hopi people, right?
Yeah.
And these ancestors were having a fight with their other ancestors who were also living there, and they were fighting about whether or not to leave the underworld, to leave the underground city.
Mm-hmm.
And the ones that decided to leave the underground city um, came up out of the underground city, and then they followed the river, the Colorado River, and they found fertile places where they could farm and where they could go grow crops, right?
Yeah.
And once they did, they sent a messenger to the sun god once again. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And they asked the sun god for goodwill, peace, and rain. And when the messenger returns, then the Hopi people will receive all of these things.
Uh-huh.
Well, guess what?
What? He never came.
The messenger never made it back. But the Hopi people still respect this tradition, respect this legend. So, like their elders and their tribal leaders, at sunset, they will climb up onto buildings or they'll climb up onto like a hill or whatever, and they'll stare out towards the sunset looking for the messenger.
Wow.
And they still do it today.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you go see like a Hopi tribe, they will you'll see their elders looking for the messenger to come back.
Interesting.
Right?
Uh-huh.
So the last thing is the Paiute people, right? The other Native Americans in the area, like northwestern Arizona, kind of like the whole area that we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
So they also have some interesting legends that are passed down by word of mouth, right?
Mm-hmm.
So one of them is they talk about this other race of people called the Have Musav.
Half Musa.
Yeah. And they are also human in shape, right? But they say they have golden skin. Right? And they lived in a vast underground city.
Okay.
And they traded with faraway people.
Okay.
So these this other race that they're talking about, the Have Musav people, they also had these silver tubes which they could point at you and they would release lightning from inside.
What the heck?
And the lightning that came out of these tubes could kill a man instantly. And the Have Musav people also used to use a silver canoe to fly through the sky.
A silver canoe. Okay.
Silver canoe, like
A ship.
Canoe shape,
Yeah, a ship.
but silver. Imagine like kind of a alien spaceship looking thing.
Uh-huh.
And it made a humming sound, and it could dip and swerve like an eagle, all while moving at great speeds.
Interesting.
Yeah, this is the legend. I don't know. You can take it for what it's worth, right? But silver canoes flying around like eagles.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. So here's what I would like to. Here's what I get out of all this, right?
Okay.
If you combine everything kind of together and you can kind of buy into what's going on.
Uh-huh.
So first of all, maybe Alexander Helios didn't have to sail all the way over here because he was Egyptian, right?
Yeah.
And they were in contact with the aliens to help build the pyramids and all those things anyway. So maybe he got a lift over here.
Maybe. With his 40,000 people?
Maybe, right? And they need someplace to live.
Could be.
And what better place than the Grand Canyon where you can just kind of disappear because it's enormous.
Very
and you build your temple and your city all underground, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is basically 2,000 years ago, right?
But okay, say it happened that way, right? But
Yes.
how would they like grow crops and like raise animals and stuff underground? Like how did they get light? How did like all these other things?
Well, you don't have to raise the animals underground. You don't have to stay there the entire time. It's just this is where your city's at, right? It protects it from pretty much everything. Like it's going to be cool in there as long as you have like ways to get the bad air out,
It's cold, yeah, uh-huh.
right? It's going to be nice and cool inside, even in the hot Arizona weather. It's going to be nice and cool in there because
Freezing
it's
during the
underground,
winter. Yeah.
right? And a couple thousand years ago, the climate was different there as well,
Oh, way cooler than now. Yeah, definitely.
and they were raising crops right there anyway. So whether it was on top or below, and there's some other interesting theories. So remember, I said that the guy who was on the boat, G.E. Kincaid.
Hmm.
So he said that doorway was like 600 or so feet up.
Hmm.
600. Did he say 600 meters? Anyway, 600 meters. So like 200 feet above where the level of the river was.
Yeah.
But where was the level of the river 2,000 years ago? Was it higher up? Was there more water going through
It
there?
probably was.
Was there less
It
erosion?
probably was because I mean there's been droughts over time, and I think over time the levels kind of drop instead of
Dropped
going
a
up.
lot, right?
Yes, especially now with all this, now human things that we add when we add like the what do you
So
call it? The
all that
dikes.
climbing and stuff that he had to do to begin with before he
Yeah.
got to the stairs, he wouldn't have had to do that. The stairs would have come down, and there probably would have been like a dock right there, right?
Hmm.
Because the river would have been really wide at that point. Because
Uh-huh.
if it was like another 50 feet higher or 100 feet
Definitely
higher or
higher,
whatever
yeah.
it was,
Uh-huh.
right? The Can you imagine how wide the Colorado River would be if it was 50 feet higher? It would be like super super wide. It would fill up like
Yes.
a lot of the canyon, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then if it filled up a bigger part of the canyon, it would be like the Nile, right? It would be just like home,
Basically.
right?
That's crazy.
And then some places the canyon's super super wide, right?
Yeah, and in some it's like
And then if the river was wider and the canyon's super wide, well, that means all of that area is really fertile. You can raise crops there. You can plant right there. So they're just living inside. You just walk outside your door.
but yes
You
and
just
no because it's all like rocks. There's really no like dirt unless you're like
well
on the like
two
top like soil.
2,000 years ago,
You'd figure it'd be more rock than now.
or maybe more dirt, and all the dirt got washed away.
Mm, I
Anyway,
don't know.
just an idea, right?
So, uh-huh.
J- just an idea, but it was a different place back then. It
Yes.
was different,
Definitely. Yes, it
and so
was.
maybe nicer to live in. Nice wide river that you could gently float down and go sailing to
Mercury.
wherever you need to go plant your stuff, and
Yeah.
right.
Yes.
Anyway,
Interesting. Aaron said he has a theory. He
okay.
says he says here is a theory. Maybe Panga, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Maybe Panga wasn't million of years ago. What if it was connected during the Egyptian times? Wait, is that something else? So how many years would take to make the Grand Canyon?
Well,
Um,
so that's another thing up for debate. That's like a whole nother episode, Jonah,
yeah.
because what they say is it took millions of years to carve out the Grand Canyon, right? Little by little,
Yeah.
like that little bit of water just kind of flowing through the whole time, like
Well, that was
carved
even
it
out
out.
before the whole explosion and everything. Well, after, but I don't know. There's a lot of things that just kind of amaze you how they were able to be done during the time that they were. Because I was gonna tell you earlier when you were mentioning, a lot of the other things. I was gonna say that could be like another whole episode. How people back then, I don't know. There's a lot of things that are being said too about how so I don't know how many years ago, but before even anything technology and any stuff came out, how they were able to how they located like all the planets too, like the stars, everything without them even without telescopes even existing. And there's all kinds of there's all sorts of things that you're like, wait, how did they even know all that? How were they able to like just so many things when they didn't even have like all the technology that we have now? And even us now, we don't know everything or a whole lot, but there's like so much that people knew and discovered, back then that you're like, how? How?
Oh,
It's crazy.
so we got to do this other episode
Yes.
so that we can uh, explain to Aaron. So get this, Chona.
What?
We'll talk about this in the other episode, but I'll give you like a brief about what I know about it so far before I do any research.
Uh-huh.
So you know how every culture has like a flood myth.
A flood, yes.
Like every culture has like this legend about a great flood which
Right.
covered the earth, and for Christians it was like
Religion.
Noah.
Yeah. The
But
apocalypse
anyway,
or whatever. Yeah.
but every culture has the same story
Mm-hmm.
about a flood, and that the flood covered most of the earth, and then the flood receded, and then the survivors basically spread back out again, right?
Mm-hmm.
And most of the time it was some sort of God punishing us for doing something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time.
Yeah, that's what uh-huh.
But we'll get into that. So now here's an idea for you. What if that flood, when it receded, was able to carve out the Grand Canyon?
Could be.
Because you would have a lot of water flowing at that point, not just like a little river, right? That took
Not just a couple
a
drops.
100,000 years to cut a little bit through the canyon. You
Um,
basically had the entire planet covered in water, and a lot of it would drain down where the Colorado River runs, right? I'm just saying. But we'll cover that. I will make a note. We will talk about the Great Flood myth,
okay. Yeah, we can make another one.
right? I'm thinking we're gonna have to keep doing aliens and weird stuff on the show because it's so interesting. And there's not just that that's inside the Grand Canyon, not just this one place, right?
Right.
There's actually there's actually people who said they have found part of a pyramid in the Grand Canyon as well.
Well, in one of the pictures there's this huge, like, snake looking type of thing. And
Yep.
I don't know if I put it on the video or not. I might have skipped it, but I did find a picture where it shows like in like a alien. I'm pretty sure the alien was photoshopped, but it kind of shows like where the doorway would have been, the door.
Right.
I don't remember if I added it or not
It
on the
it, it,
video.
it it doesn't matter because all of the pictures that supposedly were taken of the area and everything, the Smithsonian has them, and they claim that they never had them,
Mm,
right? Because it was all turned over to them
hmm.
because they're the one that funded the whole thing, right? But apparently not. Apparently they said we've never been there. We never did that.
Because they're being
And no one else who has been able to find it has been able to go back.
hmm.
So you can't really tell if it's there or if it's not, right? and so we don't really have a picture of it.
Yeah, that's true. But also, how they say all the similarities, how a lot of the places in the Grand Canyon are named like after Egyptian people and stuff. Like some of the pictures that I put up, I didn't put up all of them because there's a lot.
I
There's a
know
lot.
there's a ton. I made a list. I made a list of all the places. I'm like, it's gonna take me like 15 minutes to read the list.
Here, let me.
There's
I'm gonna play the video for them so they can know what we're talking about. Um. Oh, but I don't know. It is really interesting. Like, what did he say? Chichen Itza on the shows the snake. There's gonna be a picture right now popping up of the like the snake that we're talking about. Uh, the younger, driest impact thoughts. Not really sure
wait, wait.
what it means.
Who said that?
Aaron.
Oh yeah, yeah. The younger Dryas. That's part of the whole thing, Aaron. That's part of the whole deal. I don't think Chona has learned anything about it yet, but she will. She will now.
Not yet. Not yet.
Oh yeah, well we will get into that, Aaron. We will talk about the younger Dryas.
See, here's the pictures where it says there's no connection between the like Egypt and the Grand Canyon, but and then it shows a bunch of places like Osiris Tower, who was the god of the dead, Wotan Throne, who was the chief god of the Norse. I didn't read the name. Walhalla Plateau, Temple of Ra is Egyptian sun god. This is the like snake thing that we were talking about. Like it's huge. And I don't know. It's I don't know. It's definitely a whole podcast could be on that. Yes. I don't know. It's a lot of like mind blowing stuff that you couldn't even think or imagine. Like, how was it possible?
Right? We can actually do like a whole nother episode on just the Grand Canyon because like I said, I didn't want to tell another story about another place in the Grand Canyon.
Hmm.
But there's supposedly a pyramid there, and then tons of places are named, like you said, after
Yeah.
Egyptians. That little bit that you picked up was from the Smithsonian Channel, and they purposely only put like 2 Egyptian ones in there, and the other ones are Norse or whatever.
Hmm.
But there are a ton of places all named Egyptian things
Yeah.
in the Grand Canyon. It's crazy. Oh, Dean's talking about the eclipse. You know there's an eclipse coming, right?
Oh, yes.
Are you all set up? Did you get some like eclipse glasses or whatever?
No, I don't care. Every time there's an eclipse, they're like, "Don't look up, we're gonna go plant." Since I was little, and that's the first thing I do. The last eclipse I watched in 2017, right after that, I went and traded in my truck for a new one. Aaron. I traded in my eyes for a new set. I'm just kidding.
Well, I went and got some eclipse sunglasses, Shona, because I want to see it.
Yeah, I'm gonna take pictures of it with my phone.
Okay.
Because you know how supposedly now with the I need to upload something about that too, doing reviews comparing pictures between the 24 Ultra and the other regular phones. But it's pretty interesting. So hopefully I can get good pictures of the eclipse and we can share them.
Okay.
When is the
Well,
eclipse?
it's in like 5 days or something. I think 6 days.
Okay.
No, like 5 days. Dion says, "Lol." I was saying teaching it's during an eclipse shows a snake shadow. Oh, from the yeah. That's nice. A lot of ancient cultures did really interesting things with astronomy and when certain events happen,
Oh, nice, Dion.
right?
It's interesting.
Anyway, did I make you a believer, Chona? Do you believe the
A believer
Egyptians
about what?
were in the Grand Canyon?
I don't know. I don't know. Like I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't
You're
know.
not sure if they were there. What do you need to prove that they were there to you?
Mm, I don't know. I think it could be possible, but I don't know if really to think or believe like he really came all the way over here with like 40,000 people of his people. I don't know. Maybe I believe a little mixture between all the theories, but like not one whole one, like entirely.
Like I said, it's just part of it. It's just something to think about. Because why would you need a city for 50,000 people unless you had 50,000 people?
Yeah,
And
but
what?
the thought
And
of the thought of oh okay I in ships we sailed like 40,000 people sailed at once like I don't know.
yeah, but the ant people could have brought them. The aliens,
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true.
right?
I don't know, but it's
Be,
really
be,
interesting and very
because he
fascinating.
just disappeared. He just vanished,
Yeah.
right? I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it was actually him or not, which
Yeah.
is interesting. But if it wasn't, it was like, then why is there Egyptian stuff there in the Grand Canyon?
Well,
If it wasn't
that's
him,
yeah, that's true, but then like that could lead us into something else too because yes, like the Egyptians had the pyramids and all that, but we also have to remember that there's other people that also had pyramids and stuff on this side of the world, like
yeah,
the
but they weren't
Aztecs and
making.
the Mayans, and so I mean, it could be, but it also could have, maybe been something else first.
But they weren't writing it. They weren't writing in Egyptian.
I don't know.
Anyway, did you enjoy it at least?
Insert
Do
alien
you do you,
vacuum.
do you want to go travel down the Colorado River and look for that doorway up on the hill?
If I could, yeah, I would
Well, you can go down the Colorado River. You just can't stop there because if you stop there, that's when the black helicopters show up.
go. Yeah, but then if they take me back to Mexico, then I can't go at all. So
Oh, they're not taking you back to Mexico. Jonah's going to disappear like Alexander Helios.
it's gonna be considered trespassing, right? It would be like a felony or something, wouldn't it?
I think you just disappeared completely at that point. Like I said, you're just another Alexander Helios at that point. You're
I'm
just
gonna
gone.
vanish like traveling over the Bermuda Triangle. That's a whole different thing too, right there.
The Bermuda Triangle?
Hmm.
It is. But there's other triangles beside the Bermuda one, too.
Where things disappear out of nowhere and you don't make it back
Yep.
out. Oh,
Yep.
okay, that's a whole nother episode. See, all those things. Oh my god. Yes, okay. Good read past such by Orson Scott Card deals with alt reality slash end of world bit.
Interesting.
Ah,
Past
yeah.
watch.
Well, it is very interesting. It's really mind blowing, and I'm into this type of things.
You know what we need to do? So I think we're going to change how the aliens episode is going, like the very end of the season.
Uh huh.
I think I'm going to change that one a little bit because I think we need to give everyone like a basic in Aliens 101 as
Yes.
far as we understand them,
Yes.
right?
Yes. I think yes, because the last time that we did that episode, we kind of got into all sorts of things and like angles and stuff, and it was just like too many facts, too much info, too many like points of views for people that are not really related to the to that
Right?
subject. So maybe giving them like a core basic understanding, and I'm counting myself in with it because like okay, yeah, I've heard things about aliens, but I only know like the basics, and then going into like in depth into all these different things, and I was like, whoa, 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 wait, hold on, hold on, hold on, like slow down a bit. So yes, I
Okay.
think a 101 would be awesome, and then we can kind of go from there and start escalating it more in depth as we go.
So yeah, I think we're gonna. I think we'll do Aliens 101, and then you know what I was also thinking we should do. We should do Paranormal 101
Ooh, interesting. Yeah,
because we start talking. We go like crazy,
because there's
and
so many
we start talking about like 50 different things,
everything in like
and so is
intertwines and yes,
so people should know what all these things are, right? Or at least how we understand them.
yes, our
And
perspective.
so yeah. So we'll do Aliens 101 this year, and then maybe we'll do Paranormal 101 next season, or if we have space, I don't know. Well, we'll have to see.
Aaron said, TikTok, what is it? Who is it? Why is it? Where? Where? No, just kidding.
That's funny. Anyway, I think that's all I have. Do you have any questions? Do you think they have any questions?
Yeah, do you guys have any questions? I think it was really very, very, very interesting.
Right?
Very, very interesting and entertaining, and it really makes you think and consider, I don't know, a whole lot of different things that
You know what's crazy? We need to get like an RV and like just go like we need to go find that we need to go find that galleon first because we need some money.
yes, the galleon first. Yes, exactly.
So once we have the galleon, we can hit up some haunted places, and
Jerome,
then
the hotel in Jerome, Arizona.
we can go find some aliens in what's
Yes,
the
and
place called,
then
Sedona, or
oh, Sedona, yes, the vortex areas.
we can go get sucked into the vortex,
Uh-huh.
and we can go up the Colorado River because it's all local at this point, right?
Mm,
I mean, it's just kind of
it's all here in
you know
Arizona.
what's you know what's all weird?
What?
It's kind of like the Arizona Bermuda Triangle thing,
Yes. Well, I mean, we are part of the Four Corners.
right? Because
We just stole those Four Corners.
there's a lost galleon, there's aliens, there's Egyptians, there's everything here,
Everything paranormal. Could Panga be more recent than is reported? Could the Egyptians walk to the Grand Canyon? Oh, I don't know about walk. How far is it?
No. Okay, so Aaron's talking about Pangea. So you know, if you take all the continents, right,
Uh-huh.
and you kind of move them around a little bit, they
Yeah.
all fit together,
Connect together. Yeah.
right? So that was Pangea
Oh, when they
when
were
everything was
connected.
connected. So
Ah.
like say the Egyptians were the Egyptians still at that time.
Uh-huh.
Could they have walked straight over to the Grand Canyon? Well, yeah, sure, why not, right? If it was
That could
still
be a whole
connected,
other thing
if
because that would be a question like, well, how far would it have been when it was connected? But see, like that just leads up to like so many things. Oh my god! But this is like really interesting. Like we can
well,
go
it's
on and on for like
okay.
24 hours.
So get the mental image, right? So
Okay.
you know North America and South America, right?
Uh-huh. Okay.
Okay, and then Africa is right here, right?
Uh-huh.
And then Africa has that little bit that kind of fits right in there.
Uh-huh.
And so if you move Africa across like this,
Uh-huh.
the Egypt would be like right up here,
Uh-huh.
like when it connects in,
Uh-huh.
and then the Grand Canyon is only right here. Because of the way, like North America and South America, when you crash them together,
But would it still be
it,
like
it, it
a couple hundred feet, like a couple hundred miles, or no?
I mean, it would be a long way, but at least you could just walk there. You wouldn't need a ship or anything.
Mm,
Like literally, you could just walk there.
it would take. Oh my, I don't know, but yeah, it's pretty interesting. It's all really mind blowing. Makes you think of
We,
the
we
possibilities. Let's all go to Chile.
Oh my gosh, there's so many topics. Anyway, I think that's all I have, unless you got something.
That's all on our behalf. But yeah, guys, after we finish the stream, let us know. Let us know in the comments, guys. What do you guys like so far? What's your favorite episodes we've had? Your least favorite ones? What do you want to see back? If you want to see something else that we haven't done, like let us know, guys. Let us know. We're really working. We're working pretty hard. We're gonna work. We're gonna start working harder to start building the channel and to make sure that we bring things to you guys that you guys really like and that you guys are actually interested or into. So far I want to say like the first two seasons, part of this season, have just been mainly things that we kind of came up with from the beginning and that we're kind of coming up as we go along. So we would really really appreciate you guys' feedback, any criticism, things that we can improve on. Anything, guys, anything really helps. We'll really take every single comment into consideration, all the feedback, everything. um from my part, just I'm really grateful for you guys, for your continued support, to come follow us now in the new channel, new adventure, kind of starting all over again, building everything from the bottom up. So thank you guys so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We really appreciate it, and we'll see you guys in the next stream. And it's all yours, Mr. Pretty Gal.
Dion says, "I like you, Chona. Hawk firm no. Looks like a shisty bloke. This is my exploring hat. This is my Indiana Jones hat.
It's just the Dora.
This is my explorer hat. See, this is the only problem about wearing the hat with headphones is that I can put it the little strap at the back, but I have to hold them or they just fall off. Well, thank you, Chona. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Let us know. Let me know what we need to research next, so I can get ahead of the game a little bit and figure out what we're gonna do, what we have coming up, and what you guys want to see for next season. Because I am already starting to think about that, even though we still have like 4 episodes in this one.
We only have 4 episodes left, so that's yeah, 4 more weeks. It's just a month more, and boom,
It's
fourth
crazy,
season
right?
around the corner.
Like
Yes.
I have to start like super early.
I didn't even think we would get past like first season, but hey, thank you guys. It really means a lot. It really does, and I enjoy it. So I'm grateful.
Right on. Well, thank you, everybody. Thank you, Chona. I will see you soon. And I am right. We got to do the little Asian
Asian
heart thing.
heart, Spanish version coming in a few minutes, and we'll see you guys in the next one, guys. Thank you for all of your support. We'll see you then.
Take care, everybody. All right. Is Tanoch coming in today?